This is Republican Congressman Brian Babin. He chairs the Science, Space, and Technology Committee and co-chair of the Border Security Caucus. Congressman, welcome back to National Report. You heard some of the criticism there from a Democrat member of Congress. How are you viewing this bill? Obviously, it's now in the hands of senators, right? But what do you think happens next?
Well, they're going to continue to just use hyperbole and outright lies, as Mr. Aguilar just said. What he said was absolutely not the truth. The Democrats have gotten us into this mess. In the last 10 years, I'll give you an example. There have been over $500 billion in misspent, fraudulent Medicare payments over the last 10 years. We know that the 4 years of the Biden administration, they have spent us into the poorhouse, and they keep saying that we're cutting Medicaid. Nothing could be further from the truth. We are reforming Medicaid. CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, finally admitted the other day that there's almost 1.5 million illegal aliens who are illegally taking Medicaid benefits. These are the things that we're trying to do. We're trying to put the vulnerable Americans who are supposed to be on Medicaid and limit it to them. And there are actually about over 2 million people that are simply able-bodied and shouldn't be on Medicaid and don't qualify. So here's what's happening. It's hyperbole. They're throwing mud at the wall to see what sticks. They're the ones that got us into this big mess, and the big, beautiful bill is going to help get us out of this mess. It's our economy is growing rapidly now. Well, inflation is one of the lowest rates that we've seen in a long time.
Congressman, you also said that 4.8 million able-bodied adults on Medicaid are refusing to work, and Democrats are rewarding them for it. You put that out on X. But I want to get to this because there are some Republicans, including, Elon Musk has been outspoken about this. Kansas Senator Roger Marshall spoke with Greta Van Susteren last night here on Newsmax about this big, beautiful bill. And, of course, Elon came up. Watch this.
Is there an Elon Musk factor in this? Is he going to rattle enough Republicans to lose votes?
Elon who? No, I don't think so. I think we appreciate Elon's work here. We'll be just fine. I think the president is locked in. The president is so excited about this bill. He's focused on this $15 trillion of new investment. He's focused on this 4.6% growth that we're seeing already. So we think that this bill, just new reports coming back today, is that this legislation is going to save $8 trillion in the next 10 years as far as the national deficit goes.
So Republicans have said Elon Musk has been right with Doge. They give him credit for everything he's done there. But yet when he does call out some of the question marks in this bill, why is he getting such pushback here from Republicans?
Well, all I can say is thank you, Elon Musk, for what you've done at Doge. Thank you for the exposure of the graft, the waste, the fraud, and abuse that have been going on for decades, especially under the last 4 years of the Biden administration. But quite frankly, and this is far from a perfect bill, this big, beautiful bill, as they're calling it, it's far from perfect, but it's the best that we can do to get through and start pointing this great ship of state of ours in the right direction and get to a balanced budget and get our fiscal house in order before we hit a debt crisis that could lead to an absolute economic disaster.
But Congressman, that's
I simply disagree with Elon Musk.
But Congressman, Elon's point is that if this bill goes forward, it'll bankrupt the country. Do you agree with that, or disagree with that?
I disagree with that. I think we have much to do, but this is the best we can do with this bill. We're going to leave families with an average of $7,000 to $13,000 more each year in their pocket. We're cutting our deficit by $1.5 trillion thereabouts. We're getting our fiscal house in order. And do we have a lot more to do? Yes, sir. We absolutely have a lot more to do. But this is what we can do right now now after the 4 years of profligate spending, open borders, a diminution of our national standing around the world because of Joe Biden's administration. This is what we can do. So I disagree with what Mr. Musk says about this is going to bankrupt the nation. Listen, inflation is coming down. Interest rates, I'm hoping, will come down a little bit as well. The president is pushing for them, and I think we're going to see a lot of growth in our economy, and we're going to be doing the right things in the next year of this 119th Congress to continue what we're doing today.
All right, just a brief amount of time left with you, Congressman. Let me ask you about the travel ban that we learned about just yesterday by President Trump. Right, the countries are listed here on your screen, but there are a dozen full ban and then also several partial. Is this a good idea? Is this the right time right now to ensure safety of the American citizens to ban travel from folks living in these countries?
Ma'am, it is always the right time to do what's best for the safety of the American people. And we, just as I've said, for the 4 years of the Biden administration, opening our borders up to millions of terrorists, criminals, and people from all over the world, 150, 60 different nations. This is exactly the right thing that President is doing with this travel ban, and especially in light of what just happened in Boulder. Right. We have people running around this country that are intending to harm Americans and create a disaster. I'm holding my breath, just hoping that we don't see a major terrorist attack from sleeper cells that have come in over the last 4 years.
That would
he
be
did the
devastating.
right thing. I commend him.
All right.
Yes,
that
ma'am.
is Congressman Brian Babin of Texas. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you joining us here on National Report.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Congressman.
All right. Have a nice day. Still to come, no changes.